I asked for my release from WWE. I had a year left on my deal. They offered me a 5-year deal. I asked for my release and took a massive pay cut
Of course.
to go to New Japan.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to love wrestling again.
Yes.
I wanted to fall back in love with it and feel energetic, But I'm sorry, this is supposed to be Dwayne shit, but
No.
But sharing the
Yeah.
Japan love and how you came up and cut your teeth over there with Dragon Gate, and ended up going from Dragon Gate to New Japan.
Yeah.
And being a player at New Japan. I want to know what that was for you, because I was lucky. Like, I was a tape trader, and I was
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older, so YouTube had just come out when I was coming up.
Yeah.
We're watching VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Go Google it. It's this thing that
You need a VCR to use that. Google that.
But I had fallen in love with Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
And I remember my dream was to wrestle in Japan.
Yeah.
I was talking with Mercedes about this. WWE and WrestleMania was a goal.
Of course.
New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom was my dream.
Of course.
And I just got to a point in WWE where there a bunch of stuff was going on, and I had lost my passion. So I asked for my release, and I took a massive pay cut. But when I got to Japan, I was talking about this the very first time I was walking around the ring in the afternoon. It was in Sendai, where the tsunami happened.
Yeah.
That's why I made my debut.
Oh.
February 6th in Sendai. And then a few months later, that massive earthquake there.
Yeah.
But I remember walking around the ring in the afternoon, and they were doing a little sound check thing, and they did the thing, the New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps, and I was like, dude, I've been on WrestleMania. I've been on SummerSlam. I've done all this. But in that moment, I was marking the fuck out. I'm here, the Lion's Mark. This is it,
Absolutely.
What was that like for you?
Honestly, kind of similar, because again, I started in Dragon Gate, which honestly, that kind of was a dream or a goal or whatever you want to say, because I didn't know anything about outside of WWE and WCW and a little bit of ECW, a little bit. I didn't know anything about independence or, again, until the WCW would bring the Japanese wrestlers over, and then but I had no access to it. There was no internet at the time. I could not just search. I couldn't just search out.
What access did you have?
Seriously. So not until Chuck Taylor, I started hanging out, and then he had tapes, and he would tape trade, and so he would show me stuff. And then I found this whole different world of honestly, just not New Japan, but that's when I found the Amazing Reds and the AJ Styles and the Jack Evans and the Matt Seidels, on top of the Ligers and the Sasuke's and the Tiger Mask and the Hayabusas. So then finding out again, the Dragon Gate and Toriamon before that, he was showing me that stuff. Yeah. And then Dragon Gate kind of got popping in 2006 from Ring of Honor. They had a big 6-man tag. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of blew the doors off of just everybody at that time. Yeah, no, I remember that. It was a super, that was viral for what that was. Yeah, it was super hot. And honestly, I think Dragon Gate changed, that match changed indie wrestling. All the stuff you see now is because of Dragon Gate. The stuff you see, the Will Ospreays, the swerves, all that stuff is because of Dragon Gate. That shit back to Amazing Red Low Key. And they were watching Toriamon Dragon Gate. All right, then I won't argue with you. They were watching the Amazing Red Low Key. We all know. If you don't know this, what we're talking about. If you don't know who we're talking about, then this isn't for you. No. Instead of taking it away from them. No, screw them. You know what? Screw them. If you don't know about it, I already know about that. Why are you even watching this? Well, if y'all don't know, you just definitely should go check it out. Absolutely. Amazing Red versus Low Key. You really need to watch that. That really did. That did also. That also. That's the kind of shit that brought. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That it changed. That. We all know it. We all know it. That did absolutely change it. But I think, again, and then so when I went over, but to get back to what you're saying, when I started doing Dragon Gate, yeah, I was there for like 4 years, and then Pac actually did the 2013 Super Junior. The bastard. He did 2013 Super Junior, and then he actually signed like the next year. He signed, and so 2014, they had asked me to. No, I guess he did 2012, and then I did 2013. They had asked me to come do it after him, and that alone I thought was. I think a little more, give me a little bit. And that alone I thought was awesome because, again, not that I didn't have any goals, but especially at that time, I was kind of focused on Dragon Gate. So the fact that New Japan, honestly, I think Pac came in and Pac did such a good job, like representing Dragon Gate in the Super Junior, that they're like, oh, we need somebody else, to represent. I really think that's what happened. He went in and just killed it. He went in and just did such a good job. And then he got signed, and they're like, oh, do you guys have anybody else? And they were like, oh, we got Ricochet. And they were like, oh, great. Plus, I did the double moonsault at the time. Yeah. And they were really like promoting the double moonsault, which is funny though, because I kind of had food poisoning like maybe 2 days before the first show. Or I had something because I was up all night throwing up, shitting. I was doing all night. I was like, this is nervous. I was nervous because I had to wrestle in Corkin Hall, our Super Junior, the first round. And they were obviously pumping the double moonsault. So they were like, we need you to do it. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sick, but okay, sure, why not? But I think since after that, and then I came back into the 2014 one where I won. And actually, that's the same year where I won the Battle of Los Angeles in PWG.
That was you were hot.
2014, I had plus Prince, Lucha Underground started like later in 2014. So like
14,
that was like, yeah, that was a good year for me. So being able to just honestly be part of the Super Junior. And at the time, I was like the youngest winner. I was the youngest winner at the time until Will Ospreay.